to another episode of, you guessed it, The Shirtless Painter. Anyone can paint, and anyone can paint anything. And today, in honor of the 90s, I'm going to be teaching you how to paint your very own custom, unique Kurt Cobain poster. It was a sad time when Kurt Cobain passed, but we all remember the posters, and today we're going to learn how to paint our own. So grab a brush, take off your shirt, and come, paint along with me. Okay, so I've got sort of our base laid down here, just sort of a blue area. We're going to have the portrait up here, and then we'll have, of course, the text information down below. So I've gone ahead and taped off just a little area here. That'll be the little fun reveal that we do just a little bit later. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is get our basic Cobain shape in there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my palette knife here and just sort of start mixing up some nice Cobain color. So we've got our Caucasian sort of mix here, and I'm going to add a lot of white because he was sort of a pale man. But you can make him whatever color you want to make him. If you've ever thought it would be cool to see a Chinese Kurt Cobain, this is your day. This is all about coloring outside the lines and putting your own spin on a classic. And like they said in the 90s, whatever, who cares? Do whatever you want. Okay, great. So I'm getting a nice sort of Cobain mix here. And I'm just going to start to map out using my sponge brush, which is another band from the 90s. Just kind of the general Cobain shape here. So this will include skin, hair. And again, you could do it any color you want. If you wanted to see a green Kurt Cobain, that's your right. Look at that, wow, right off the bat, get some good hair work there. Just get the face area. And I think today, in honor of the spirit of whatever, man, I don't care, I'm gonna go ahead and make mine more of an abstract Kurt Cobain. So I encourage you to do whatever the heck you want to do yourself. Okay, so just kind of fill it in there. Okay. So we've got our general face area here. Sort of a chin. Bleeds right into the hair. And that's okay. So we'll call that sort of our, I was going to say Cobain skeleton, but that would probably be inappropriate since he is currently a skeleton. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our eye brush here and go ahead and start painting some eyes. So like I said, I'm doing mine more of an abstract in more of an abstract way. So these eyes can be sort of sideways, abstract just kind of means that something is crazy and doesn't make sense. So feel free to use abstraction in your work as well at the easel. Okay, so we'll give them a couple eyes like that. A little more white. Look at that. Great. Okay, so we got our main eye shape. Let's go ahead and add some hair. And we all know Kurt Cobain had those signature flowing locks of, I believe it was blonde hair. So we're going to go ahead and, it's been a while, go ahead and mix up some nice Cobain blonde here. You've heard of Kobe beef. Well, this is Cobain blonde. And we'll mix it right into the skin. It's the 90s when Bart Simpson was king, and as we all know, his hair famously mixes right into his skin. So maybe it could be a subtle nod to constantly naughty boy Bart Simpson. The boy is constantly naughty. Sound off in the comments if you've ever thought about disciplining Bart Simpson. He might need a little bit of discipline. Okay, so we got some of our hair color mixed in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my hairbrush, which does work as a hairbrush. You can see it gets it right out of your eyes. And we'll just go ahead and start adding just some long tendrils of hair here. This is sort of the Unplugged era, if you remember, of course, MTV Unplugged, Kurt Cobain, and the boys from Nirvana, Dave Grohl, and the rest. Okay, great. And we'll just add some more hair in the back, a little bit of party in the back and the front. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and just add, I'm actually going to grab a little bit. I'm going to grab a little bit of my red here. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix up some brown because we need a little bit of brown, highlights going on in his hair. I don't want to say Kurt Cobain wasn't a natural blonde, but it's none of my business. Okay, so we got some nice brown. And if you're choosing to play with the race of Kurt Cobain, this could be for his skin or, you know, his beard, if you want to give him a beard or a mustache. However you think Kurt Cobain would kind of look cool. Not that he didn't look cool already, but it would be a fun way to mix it up. We're all so used to the same old Kurt Cobain. Sometimes it'd be nice to just see him sort of get a makeover. Okay, yes, queen. And if you want to make him as some sort of drag queen, that's totally fine too. So we'll just add some roots. Lay your root down, as it were, another 90s classic. Dark areas up here. There were a lot of dark areas in Kurt Cobain's life, but right now we're focusing on the dark areas in his hair. Okay, and then we'll just mix some of our brown with a little bit of our blonde. Make sort of a little black and tan color for all you brewers out there. Jim Brewer, another 90s icon. He was sort of the Kurt Cobain of goat boy impressions, I guess. That was sort of his territory, and we loved him for it. And may he rest in peace if he's no longer with us, but I hope he is. Okay, look at that. And then we'll just sort of add the chin, the Cobain chin, give him a little butt chin. So I believe he had maybe blue eyes, but I'm not totally sure. And again, it doesn't really matter. So today I'm going to give him one blue eye. Just really get in there with that eyeball color. And then I'm going to do one green eye, sort of a nod to David Bowie, who has two different colored eyes. Had two different colored eyes. Okay. And just mix up your eye green here. You've heard of iCarly. Well, this is eye green. Speaking of green, if you any Austin Powers heads out there, you'll notice in the first film that Seth Green is wearing a shirt of what we're painting here. So that's sort of just a fun little fact for all you IMDb nerds watching. I know I am one. So let's go ahead and Kurt Cobain was not opposed to wearing makeup once in a while, nor should you be, whether you're a boy or a girl, or don't wear it. I don't care. But I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit of just eyelash color here, just to really make it make it pop, make him look kind of fierce. So here we go. Just really give him some nice eyelashes. Look at that, wow. We knew Kurt Cobain was a beautiful, tortured soul, but did you ever think he could look this beautiful on the outside? Okay. And we'll go ahead and just give him some beautiful lashes down there. And then now's the fun part. Every abstract painting of a person needs a big crazy nose kind of jutting across the middle of the thing. So we're gonna go ahead and give our friend a nose here. Okay, that's better. Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and get some of our hair nose color and just continue to mix that together. Again, sort of Bart Simpson rules, and I mean that in both ways. Bart Simpson does rule. The original bad boy. Okay, so here we go. We'll go ahead and sort of incorporate the nose. With the upper eyebrow there. All right, great. So I think he's looking pretty good so far, but I think we got to give him some mouth and lips from which to sing his songs, such as Come As You Are, and others. So let's go ahead and give him some lips here. Now, in keeping with our sort of shit. Screw it, man. Who even cares? Okay, in keeping with our sort of makeup theme here, I'm gonna go ahead and give him some lipstick. Some nice lips there. And this is sort of an earth-toned lipstick here, nothing too crazy. And while we're at it, just go ahead and accent his eyebrows just a little bit. And just give him a little bit more of a pronounced nose there. Nose hole. You've heard of the band Hole, fronted by his famous wife, Courtney Love. Well, this is a nose hole. So maybe that's where they got their name. Something tells me it wasn't, though. Okay, great. So we got our hole. Now we have him just as sort of a floating head here, but let's go ahead and give him his signature sweater, Kurt Cobain sweater. So we're just gonna leave all the grunge and stuff on our brush because that'll add a nice sort of thrift store vibe to the sweater, which I think Kurt would have appreciated. And we'll just mash it into our skin color because we all know if you wear a garment long enough, it starts to feel like your second skin or your celebrity skin hole. Okay, we'll just lighten that up just a bit. It's sweater weather in this painting. Sweater weather in the studio too. It's ice cold in here. Let's go ahead and add the sweater here. So we'll just start with the shoulder. Just wet it up. There's nothing worse than a wet sweater, but in the case of painting, sometimes you need to wet the sweater a little bit, so to speak. Okay. And we'll just have it kind of hanging down there. Okay, great. All right, so I think we're off to a good start with the face here. Let me actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just give him a little bit of a, you know, Kurt Cobain wasn't shaving every day for the corporate record company man. So let's give him just a little stubble on the face. I was gonna say you big disgrace, but that's a totally other decade and genre. But another person we lost too soon. Yes, Queen is who I'm talking about. Okay, great. So I think we're off to the races with our Kurt here. Just give him some more little fun highlights. And then we've got the face, but we need the, oh yeah, look at that. Give me a head with hair. That's what they say. Okay. And we'll just add a little bit of a lower lip there. Great. Perfect. And lastly, we'll just give one of these. Okay, great. So now we're ready to add our text. Let's go ahead and add the name of the person we're doing here. And since it's the 90s and who cares, I'm just going to use a Sharpie here instead of a paintbrush, and I think that's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get down low here. So we'll go ahead and do Kurt. D. Cob. Okay, well, we ran out of room for that, but we'll just kind of do it. We'll just kind of add it up here. No worries. There are no goof ups, only pleasant whoopsies. Say it with me. Good. Okay, so we just added the rest of our word over here, and no one's the wiser. Terrific. Great. Okay, and I don't remember his exact birth and death dates, but I'm gonna have fun with it, and you should too, so don't worry about the math here, but just kind of give him a timeline that feels fun to you. So I'm gonna say 1986 through paint water here. Don't drink the paint water. 2013. Since we brought him up, I'm going to go ahead and add my wife as a little Bart Simpson figure, just kind of hanging out in in the corner here. So actually, the first thing we should probably do is the big reveal. Remove the tape there, okay. And have fun with it, flourish it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my wife. Just take a little wife's white with a little Bart Simpson yellow. And we're gonna go ahead and we'll make her little hands creeping over there. Holding on like one of those little nose guys that you see on the back of a truck sometimes. A little big nose guy. Sound off if you like that guy. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just add Bart Wifeson, if you will. And do as many little spikes as you want. There's no right or wrong answers there. Bart Simpson could have one big spike if you want. That's up to you. The 90s are over. You make the rules now. Before it used to be, oh, it's the 90s. Hey, it's the 90s. But now it's like, yeah, it's the 90s. We're old. So, kind of makes you think. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and add the old bulging white eyes here. Just get some plain eyeball white. Okay. And we'll give it just a dot of black, governor. And again, we'll add some nice eyelashes there. And to cap it all off, we'll just add a little hint of my wife's signature red lips, just to let everyone know it's her and not constantly naughty cartoon boy Bart Simpson. He's just constantly so naughty. Drives me nuts. Okay, great. All right, I'd say that looks like a pretty good, pretty unique Kurt Cobain poster. Man, doing that painting really did stress me out though, so if you excuse me. I always keep one on me. Thanks for joining me today on the Shirtless Painter. Keep it 90s, and I'll see you next time.